Hello and welcome to the Cheers New Solar Homes Partnership HERS training. This training will cover solar inspections for projects that were submitted under the Guidebook version 10. The New Solar Homes Partnership program is part of a statewide solar program known as the California Solar Initiative. It provides financial incentives for installing solar energy systems on new residential buildings. Incentives from the New Solar Homes Partnership program are intended to help create a self-sustaining market for solar homes that incorporate high levels of energy efficiency and high-performing solar energy systems. Our overall training goal will be to gain an understanding of the NSHP program, its guidance, requirements, and application. The training will be broken up into 5 unique sections. First, the introduction to the NSHP program. Next, we'll cover the field verification forms, followed by the solar equipment verification, the shading verification, and the performance verification. The main resource for everything NSHP is the NSHP website. This can be found at gosolarcalifornia.org, and you'll see the homepage here in the slide. There's a lot of resources there, as I mentioned, all of the guidebooks, all of the rebate amounts, everything can be found here at gosolarcalifornia.org. The NSHP Guidebook is the document that contains all of the rules and regulations that governs the NSHP program. We are currently on the 10th edition, or more commonly referred to as version 10 of the guidebook. The version 10 guidebook can be downloaded from the NSHP homepage, gosolarcalifornia.org, or by following the link on the slide here. The 10th edition did go into effect March 8th of 2017. The NSHP is part of a comprehensive statewide solar program known as the California Solar Initiative. The NSHP is administered by the California Energy Commission, and the CEC oversees the program and its administration for eligible customers of Pacific Gas and Electric, Southern California Edison, San Diego Gas and Electric, and Bear Valley Electric Service. The NSHP program provides 2 incentive structures. One for conventional or market rate housing, which does include common areas, and 2 for affordable housing residential unit and common area projects. To qualify for an incentive, both the residential building and the installed solar energy system must meet the program requirements, including being in compliance with the building energy efficiency standards. The NSHP incentive amount will be determined by key factors which include the equipment efficiency, the design of the system, and the energy efficiency level. The incentive will be paid once the system is installed and operational and has met all program requirements. Now let's talk about the field verification forms. The following forms will be needed to complete the HERS verification of this installation. First, you'll need the energy efficiency documentation. This will be your Title 24 documents, the CF1R, CF2R, and CF3R forms. You'll need the CAC FI calculator output form, known as the NSHP FI1, the PV installation form, the NSHP FI2 or FI2E, the PV field verification and diagnostic testing form, the NSHP FI3, this will be the HERS document, and then add the additional energy features checklist. Now this is only applicable to 2008 and 2013 Title 24 projects. It won't apply to the 2016 projects, and it is known as the NSHP EE3. The NSHP FI1 would be the solar equivalent to the Title 24 CF1R. This FI1 is produced by the FI calculator, so the user would have to make certain inputs into that calculator, and once they're done, it will produce this FI1, and this FI1 will document the specific modules, the inverters, the anticipated shading of each system, and also produce a table of the predicted AC output power for each system. And now this FI1 may contain information from more than one PV system, so you can have multiples if there's more than one installed on the house. So you need to be sure and track each of those systems components and its associated field verification table separately. If there's more than one system on that FI1, there will be more than one FVT and more than one set of components. So just make sure you're tracking and applying those to the correct systems during your verification process. The FI1 for a single system will consist of 2 pages. For FI1s that have more than one system, there will be additional pages to account for that additional information and field verification tables. So for a single system, on page 1 you're going to find the module manufacturer and model, the inverter manufacturer and model, the number of modules, and the shading table. And on page 2 you will find the field verification table, or FVT. Now this table is system and array specific, so it is unique. You cannot use one table for every system. You have to use the one that is associated to the specific system that you are verifying. And this table includes information to calculate the expected output that you'll need to verify once you're on site. Next, let's look at the installer forms. So these would be the solar equivalent to the Title 24 CF2Rs. So once each PV system is installed, the PV installer will complete the field testing and verification on the system and documents the results to verify they are consistent with the NSHP FI1. There are 2 testing protocols available. First is the NSHP FI2 form will be completed for each system that is installed by the PV installer. In this case, the installer has to conduct the performance testing on the system in the same manner as the HERS rater. So this would follow the same process of a installing contractor completing their CF2R so that the HERS rater can then verify it. Now what's different is the second option. For systems that will be installed by an NSHP established installer, the PV installer may instead complete a field verification affidavit, or FI2E, for each system. So these installers have met the requirements to be an established installer. This simply means that they have installed a lot of systems, and they will just complete this affidavit stating that this system will meet the requirements even though they have not tested it. So it's left to just the HERS rater to verify that this system does in fact meet the requirements that's on the FI1 for the field verification. The NSHP FI2 can be 1 page, or if there are multiple systems, it will be multiple pages. This is the certificate of installation, and the installer will submit this form to the CEC and the HERS rater directly, or they can optionally upload it into the HERS registry. So you may, as a HERS rater, you may not have this document available to you in the HERS registry. It may be given to you in paper form, and that is acceptable. If that is the case, then you will need to keep this document for a minimum of 3 years. Keep it in your record so that if the CEC does ask for it, you do have access to it. If the installing contractor decides to upload it into the HERS registry will maintain this document for that time period. Next, we have the NSHP FI3. This would be the solar equivalent to the Title 24 CF3R and is the HERS rater document. So for the HERS rater, after they have received the completed NSHP FI2 or FI2E, again, you can receive those either in a handwritten version, or it can be uploaded into the HERS registry. You will also need an invoice or purchase document that lists the make and model of the PV modules that are installed. The rater will test the system and then upload their data into the registry, which will then generate the NSHP FI3. This form will document and certify that the PV installation is consistent with the NSHP FI1. And like the FI2, the FI3 can be one page or multiple pages depending on how many systems are documented on the FI1. It will allow input of all of the necessary data that you did collect, as well as allow you to identify pass and fail of those various items. And last, we have the NSHP EE3. Now, there is no Title 24 equivalent to this form. These inspections that you'll be doing for this normally aren't done by the HERS rater. They're usually done by the local building department, but they do want the HERS rater to verify some of these features and document them on this form. So the additional energy features checklist form is required for all Tier 1 and Tier 2 projects and is completed by a HERS rater to verify the energy efficiency requirements of the NSHP program under the 2008 and 2013 Title 24 projects only. This form only verifies information listed on the CF1R if the project is solar only in the data registry. This verification is in addition to any verifications required for any applicable Title 24 Part 6 HERS measures. For documents using a CF1R-PRF-1 form as energy documentation, the NSHP EE3 is not required. If an applicant is participating in a utility new construction energy efficiency program, such as the California Advanced Homes Program, he or she must meet the energy efficiency and documentation requirements of that utility new construction energy efficiency program rather than the NSHP energy efficiency requirements. In this case, the NSHP EE3 is not required. The NSHP EE3 will require you to verify the following features of a home: the opaque surfaces, which will include the R values for the walls, ceilings, and floors, the glazing values, these will be the U factor and solar heat gain for windows and sliding glass doors, the HVAC efficiency, this will be the AFUs, the COPs, SEER, EER, those various values on the HVAC, the water heater efficiency, this will be the energy factor, and if radiant barrier has been installed. So who is responsible for each of these forms and getting those forms where they need to go? So let's look at the PV installer. So they're going to document the PV system. They'll do this by entering the data about the system into the FI calculator, which will then produce the FI1. They will then need to provide that FI1 to the CEC for approval. Once that's done, the installer will upload the NSHP FI1 to the registry, or they can make arrangements for its upload to the registry by a different party. They will certify that the PV system meets the requirements. If necessary, they will provide updated FI1s to the CEC. For example, there was some issue with the installation on site, and they would need to rerun that calculation to produce a new FI1, and that revised file will need to be uploaded to the registry. And then finally, once everything is okay and the system is installed and verified, they will provide the FI2 or FI2E to the HERS rater. The HERS rater, to start, will, if needed, upload the FI1 to the data registry. As I mentioned, the PV installer may have already uploaded it, but it may be that the installer has made an arrangement with the HERS rater to perform that upload process. Once that's done, they will complete their independent third-party field verification and diagnostic testing of each solar system or sample of grouped systems. They will then generate the FI3 through the HERS provider's data registry, indicating whether the installation is consistent with the NSHP FI1.